Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you tonight live once again from the studios of CTV. Alongside me, as always, Frank Tricomi.
Always wonderful to be here, John.
And guess what? We're back live again.
Yeah.
We got to thank Kenny for that one. Thank you, Kenny, for bringing us back live.
You were suspenders or suspended?
Yeah, suspenders I had on. I had suspenders on for about a month, but I never had them on before. But it was kind of strange.
You always got to make sure you got that belt on, just in case.
But it's great to be on live again. I think the Staten Island and soccer fans on this island need to know what's going on. So we're going to jump right into it, Frank. Staten Island Soccer League finally kicked off.
Yeah.
Right, last weekend?
Yeah, a lot of action,
Well, let's start with the young guys first. What are you doing with your young guys? The U8s?
In the U8s, we had I had the Great Kills Sting play their first game yesterday on Sunday. We actually tied.
Okay.
3-3.
How'd the game go? First game, how many practices? Let's go back to that. How many practices leading up to that game?
Unfortunately, there were only a couple.
All right.
Due to some issues with the field, as well as, again, like I said, I think I told you on the last show, being that half the team, maybe even a little bit more, went down to the Silver Lake Soccer Academy clinic over the summer.
Yeah, I got you.
For the rest of June, the remainder of June after the season, and the whole month of July.
Right.
So I kind of gave them a few 3-4 weeks off in August for vacation time, recharge your batteries. Yeah, the last show I think we mentioned that most of your teams travel now. So. Yeah, which is a good thing. I'm glad to see them.
Yeah, if the control room could put up the phone number, if anyone out there might want to call us, this way there's a number up on the board. Yeah, go ahead, Frank. Sorry about that.
Yeah, like you said, there's a good portion of the team that's on travel now, which is, it's a good thing as the boys get older.
Okay.
It makes me proud to see that they selected so many of them.
Yeah.
And it's just a different feel.
So let's talk about the rec team first.
Okay.
Get that out of the way, and then we'll jump into the feel of the travel team.
Okay.
So you had a couple of practices with the Great Kills Sting.
Yes.
The U8 boys.
Yeah, and we played yesterday the Our Lady Help with Christian Typhoon.
How'd that go? Let's break down that game.
The game itself, I think we started off a little bit sluggish. They had put most of their players on forward without much of a defense.
All right.
So just from the get-go, I think we were a little bit overmatched man-to-man because they sent everybody forward. So once they got the ball, they sent everybody forward.
Right.
So it took a few minutes for us to cross the midway point and get the ball into their territory.
Right.
So once we did that, we were fine. Again, if we stick to the game plan, we lost a few defenders from the spring season.
Right.
So unfortunately, we're trying to train some new defenders and work with them.
Okay.
So, obviously through that, there's a little bit of a learning curve, and we just got to get some of the boys just to blast that ball out of our area.
Okay.
And that's the key. We got a few defenders that could do that, really clean that ball out. And now at this point, we got three of our main forwards, Angelo, Joshua, and Pazzi.
Right.
They could really run with the ball. And now you could see the three of them are on the travel team as well, and you could just see the passing, the moving the ball. When those defenders got the ball out of there, those three were just passing the ball and just kind of having fun with it, which was nice to see.
That's the next level, taking effect right there. The passing.
Yeah. Again, obviously, like we always said, it's a rec team. Everybody plays. We do have 3 new boys on the team that have only touched a soccer ball maybe once or twice before the game.
Yeah.
So with that, like I said, there's a little bit of a learning curve there, and they'll get it. I was happy to see after the game, 2 of them are brothers. I was happy to see that they were practicing with their uncle on the net. The field was empty after our game. they stood a half an hour after the game. They were still shooting the ball around.
Right.
So that's encouraging to see, obviously,
All the time.
because when there's that interest from adults,
Right.
it's great.
Oh, yeah, the parents, of course, if they show interest, it's going to make it 100 times better. So, as far as the game went,
Okay, game. Well, we started with Nick in goal,
Okay.
which he usually plays a half in goal like he
Right.
did last season. Our other goalie, that usually plays the second half, George, is no longer with us.
okay,
He moved up to U9 without the team. We play in another year, U8. So we're a little bit, I guess you could say, lost, and we got to find our way a little bit there for a second goalie. I put Michael in goalie, which he was, decent, but obviously he's only played goalie once or twice before,
right,
a little bit in practice, so he needs a little bit of work, but the few times that he did get his hands on the ball, he's just got to learn to run out to the line and just throw it at this
Yeah.
point. Because most of the goals,
yeah,
at this age, is when the kid really doesn't throw the ball out.
far
If
enough.
you get the ball,
Yeah.
if you teach the kids to run to that line
Right.
and throw it
Mhm.
as far as they can, you prevent a lot of silly goals where they drop the ball 2 feet in front of them.
I think you
And
might
somebody
want to
gets it.
teach them, to go to a corner maybe.
Yeah,
You don't want to throw it in the middle, just like you don't want to kick it in the middle. So throw it in somewhere to the right or to the left, either way,
yeah.
just to be safe.
And just get it out of there,
Right.
Because if you drop it 2 feet in front of you, odds are you're going to have maybe one or two kids on that team
We'll get
that's
into
just going to
it,
put it
yeah.
right in.
We're going to get into a story later with the Richmond Town Lightning.
Okay.
All right, in a play that they call it a star made,
Okay.
and it was a blunder. All right, so not something that a star player usually does. But
Wow.
it was a blunder all around. But we'll get into that after. So what was how'd the game go? The first game.
We trailed, actually a minute or two in. We
Right.
were already down 1-0.
Yes.
Which obviously wasn't
I know.
the way I expected it to go. You got some of these boys practicing,
Yeah.
like I said, with the clinic for
Yeah.
5 or 6 weeks.
Right.
Then they're practicing with the travel team 2
Right.
weeks after that.
Mhm.
So we got 5 or 6 players on that team.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect to be down. This is a team that we've played before in the past, like a couple of years ago,
Right.
and we've always pretty much beat them.
Had your way.
It
Mhm.
wasn't like in a demolition of the team, but
Right.
we beat them
All right.
3-2, 3-1. So I was kind of like a little bit taken aback. We scored another goal 5 minutes later, 1-1. I think we fell behind 2-1.
Right.
We tied it up at halftime. We opened the half. We were actually up 3-2, and then they scored a late goal. The game was a little bit physical. I'm not
Okay.
going to lie.
Oh,
There were-
boys, yeah. Boys,
There were a
boys.
few players on the other team that I saw
Mhm.
that were kind of a few of my players, and I noticed it as well, that were tugging on our jerseys.
Oh, that's up to the referee to make the call.
The refereeing was,
Suspect at best.
yeah, because I think we had one of the younger refs.
Right.
I did approach him after the game.
Right.
I was trying to sub on a throw-in just to see exactly what his
Mhm.
policy, what he was gonna. He wouldn't let anyone sub on the other one's throw-in on the other team,
Okay.
which is understandable. Those are the rules.
Those are the house.
But I was a little bit disappointed that with a minute or two left, he let, on my team's corner kick, he let the other team, OLHC,
Well, that's a mistake.
he let them
That's
sub in,
Yeah.
especially when I told him, ref, it's my corner kick.
Oh.
It wasn't even like it was theirs, it was
Yeah.
mine specifically. So I did
That's
say
a
it during the
mistake.
game. I did approach him after the game.
Yeah.
I really didn't get that warm of a reception. I just got him, just to walk away. But
Well, with
Yeah.
Staten Island Soccer League, you can always put that in your game report.
yeah,
All right, and whatever you feel, positive or negative,
yeah,
towards the referee, and he could do the same for coaches.
yeah.
If you're arguing calls and if you're crossing the line, which I don't think you did. I don't think you ever did.
Nah, I don't think
you ever
so.
will. I don't
Yeah,
think you're not that type. I might cross the line every now and then,
I mean,
but just put it down in your report. And I don't know why Staten Island Soccer League has that rule where you can't sub on the other sub's ball.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they're doing that. FIFA rules say that you could sub even on corners.
Yeah.
Professional, you know, so that's their own house rule. So,
Yeah.
but again, get back to the game.
Yeah, you know, they did surprise me with a couple of good defenders themselves.
Okay.
They really cleaned the ball out well, so
All right.
that
So
surprised me
you got a good
too,
team.
so.
Pretty much. Sometimes you got to tip your hat, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They improved, maybe they improved.
Yeah, you know, sometimes,
Huh.
you know, we haven't seen them in a year or
Right.
so, so
Okay.
anything's possible.
All right.
Because
So
last year we played U8 when they played U7.
right.
You know, so
Yeah.
we haven't seen them in at least a year.
Right. All right. So you guys, you know what? You had a lead. Well, you trailed. You had a lead. So it went back and forth pretty much.
Yeah.
Really can't complain at the end of the day. It's a tie. You take it.
Yeah,
and
you
move
know,
on.
like I said, if we were missing a goalie and a defender from last year.
Right.
So what I like to do is you know, whether you agree with it or not, I don't think you do, I split the goalie half each,
Mm-hmm.
because I have two goalies, and then I have,
Right.
like, let's say an emergency, just in case one of them don't show up.
Right.
And then with the defenders, I play pretty much the defenders for the whole half, with the understanding that they don't really get the ball as much
Okay.
as the forwards do, because a lot of teams really don't
Right.
cross the line that much. So,
Yeah, some teams don't.
so that's what I do. I usually play two different defenders each half.
Right.
I make them play the whole half each, and then I split the goalie. So really, I need 6 people, 6 reliable boys.
Right.
You know, and yesterday I experimented a little bit in the beginning,
Right.
and you know, it's all experimentation still.
Yeah,
at
you
this
wait.
age,
They're only 7
know.
years old, you know. So
Yeah, so we're still
Getting
you know,
back to what you do with the keepers as far as switching them, you could still do that at this age. You could still do it. A lot of coaches will probably tell you, you know, it's a good thing. I guess when they get maybe U10, they get up to the U10, you want to have a player that wants to play keeper
Yeah,
and wants to do it the whole game.
yeah,
You know, that's what you want to have. That'd be perfect. That you have a player that says, yes, coach, I want to play. I love being a keeper. I want to do it the whole game.
and that's actually proficient at it.
Right.
You know, and isn't going to lose interest, isn't going to turn around.
Because at some point, you know, it's only a one-person position. You know, you have a starter and you have a backup.
Yeah.
Yes. But you never split a keeper. in the
Yeah.
game. You never do that. You don't sub a keeper in and out.
The thing is, I'm just afraid at this age that
it's 7 years
if the
old.
ball doesn't get to them,
Yeah.
like let's say,
Yeah.
take for example, the second half, I think the ball only touched the goalie twice.
As they
So
get older and they
that-
want to be a keeper, they're gonna love that.
Well, and you know what it is
As they
too?
get older,
Well, you know what it is too. If the keeper is trained right, they're still active in the game.
yeah,
They could move out a little bit. This instruct the defense,
yeah,
and those are things that are learned.
right. That's
You
why
know?
at this age it's still good. It's okay to switch them. You know,
Well, the
of course
thing
they
is,
may lose interest.
well, because yeah, if they do lose interest,
Yeah.
let's just say one of them lose interest in soccer
Right.
completely,
Right.
and that's the one goalie. Now
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're at U8 or U9,
Mhm.
and you got to start training somebody else,
Right.
and those shots get harder, and the nets get bigger,
Yeah.
and
Well, that's why I figure around
You know?
U10.
yeah, U10,
I think at U10 you should already have like a keeper. You know.
yeah,
But you know what? Some teams may have at the rec level. I don't think they do it at the travel level. I think there's one. I don't think they sub them out.
the U8 I know was still,
Yeah, I'm
Doing-
saying U10 and up at travel level. I mean, I'd be shocked to see a travel team subbing at halftime a keeper just because someone else has to go in.
yeah,
If I'm coaching a travel team, I have one keeper from U10 and up,
yeah,
definitely. So, again, it's just now. All right, let's go to U14. Say you have a team of U14. You got a dominant team, and you got a keeper there. You got one keeper, and he or she doesn't see the ball for a half. That keeper's going to be ecstatic because he doesn't have the pressure. His team is doing the job by keeping the play near their end. they're happy. Obviously, with the younger kids, they're gonna get distracted playing with the dirt, playing with the net. They're gonna be looking at the sky. So that's why. I
And
guess it's a
you're
good-
right, with the older kids, if you're keeping the ball on the other side, odds are maybe one or two of those go in,
Yeah.
which takes the pressure off your
Off you.
keeper, you
Yeah.
know?
And yeah, the keeper's job is also to yell instructions to the defense, keep them awake,
Yeah.
making sure. That's why if you ever watch a professional game and a shot's taken, even a shot that goes wide over the bar, the keeper is running out, yelling at his defender, saying, "Why'd you let him shoot? Get on him quick." So yeah, the keeper's got a very important job, even if the play is not in his own end, right? So usually the defense steps up. Now, if they're playing on the other half of the field, you got your 3 or 4 defenders, and they're pushed up. They're up, right? You don't want to hang them back, or
Yeah.
So you keep them back. What do? You're going to keep the other team on sides if you stay back.
Yeah.
Now, if you push them up, you're shortening the field.
Well-
They can't be behind you.
Well, that was another,
That's-
I guess, issue that we had when I pushed up a
Right.
few minutes into the game
Right.
with some defenders. We don't play with offsides yet. It
Right.
doesn't-
Well, at your age. Right.
A U8 rec,
Right.
you don't play with offsides. Actually, U8 travel, you do.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah.
So we're still a year away from that. But what happened was when I pushed up, one of the defenders wasn't quick enough to get back.
Well, that's the thing.
And I
you got to
think
start
that's
teaching.
where we wound up,
I still think you should start teaching that now.
So that's another thing that,
You don't
Yeah.
want to get caught flat-footed with that going into U9. And offsides, what's that, coach?
yeah.
What, offsides?
Which ironically enough, it seems like it's hard to get, but I think once you explain it to them a few
If you
times,
started in the springtime, I think 8 weeks should be okay. If you
Yeah.
teach it, start teaching it, break it in to
Yeah.
them on a bigger field, go to a bigger field one day and start showing them what the offsides is.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. If the other team sends the ball in, your defenders have to be quick to get back.
yeah.
Because
So
that's how you beat the offsides trap. If I'm attacking you and you're lined up, I'm sending it in. I'm going to send a through ball into my wing,
yeah,
and you got to be quick. So
yeah. Especially if you obviously forwards are fast,
yeah, so you just got to have the
you
speed.
burn a slow defender.
Right, and if you have depending on what age group, this league doesn't have the 3-man system for every age group.
Yeah,
So that's kind of hard. A referee may blow the call because he's in the middle, and it's kind of hard to see the offsides. And
yeah,
so, all right, 3-3 for the Sting.
yeah.
And what do you got for your other team there?
The Great Kills
We'll
Starlets.
stick with the rec, yes. No rec. and
Great
then
Kills Starlets. We wound up with a 2-2 tie.
The Great Kill Star. How's Sal doing? Give him a shout out.
Good.
Sal.
Good, he's doing
Coach
good.
Sal.
Where are you?
He doesn't want to come on the show.
Come
A
down.
little camera shy, but we'll get him on. we'll buy him a cappuccino or espresso, whatever he wants. We'll get him on. We'll have a round table discussion. We'll probably be here 2 hours.
Yeah.
Start talking, we can be
Yeah.
here for 2 hours.
Yeah,
If Sal's watching, I don't think so. But if he ever catches this show, we got to get him on.
Yeah, no, we'll try.
Tell him
keep
we'll
trying. Uh,
send a limo. We'll send a limo to your house, Sal. Anything, whatever it takes to get you on. All right. So what happened? What's going on with this with the Great Kill Starlets?
2-2 tie against the Blessed Sacrament Crickets.
The Crickets. Whoa, I hear a cricket in here.
Yeah,
What is
cricket.
that?
My phone's off.
Okay. All right.
No crickets tonight. 2-2 tie. We came out a little bit flat.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of teams might have come out flat the first game. I think it just takes that one game sometimes to get rolling. For whatever the reason is, but
I mean, I believe we were down. We were definitely down 1-0.
okay.
We might have even been down 2-0. I forgot exactly how the scoring went, but we definitely scored the last goal.
So
2 goals by Madison.
so you tied it up again. Second team, right? Tied the score,
Yeah,
right? second
Yeah,
team.
2-2 tie. I got to say they did possess the ball probably more than we did.
They did, really?
Yeah, they did.
All right.
I think they got more shots on goal than we did. But all in all, 2-2 tie. You know, thankfully it wasn't that hot of a day on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday was a little overcast, right?
Because as it turned out, we only had 3 subs that actually had to leave us at halftime
Right.
to go to their other game. So unfortunately, we were left with no subs.
So no subs.
We got, and you know, Blessed Sacrament, one way or another, they're one of those teams that basically almost has like a whole second team.
Yeah.
They didn't have it this time.
Yeah.
They still had 5 or 6 subs. You know, as they're getting older, like I always say, you know, kids drop out.
Yeah.
Because ironically enough, Blessed Sacrament up
Yeah.
until maybe a year and a half ago, they had 3 teams for this age group. And now they
Yeah.
contracted one, which was the Skittles,
Right.
about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And they broke them up into the Crickets and the Mermaids. And then the Mermaids got
They-
contracted
right.
because some of those girls went to travel and the rest went with the Crickets.
And they stuck with that name, with the Crickets.
Yeah, I think the majority of the girls were the Crickets.
Yeah.
I think the coaches were from the Crickets.
Well, let's give Blessed Sacrament
know.
a shout out, you know?
Well, yeah, you know, after all, you know, I got to say, between,
Anybody from that school want to come on the show, they're welcome also.
you know, I got to say, you know, whether you like them or you don't,
Yeah.
Blessed Sacrament, St. Charles,
Okay.
and I believe Richmond Town, they always seem to have a lot of subs.
All right, we
You know?
might be working on a caller. Let's see. We'll continue here. So who played?
You want to take the call?
Yeah, we'll take a call. We got a caller on the line. All right. All right, you're on Staten Island Soccer Report.
Can't hear 'em.
All right. Nothing yet, but we'll continue, Frank.
Okay, maybe there was a technical difficulty.
Okay, so we got a 2-2 game between Blessed Sacrament and Great Kills.
Yes.
Who played keeper for your team?
That was Madison.
She played.
She played the first half like
Okay.
she normally plays. And I believe the next question's kind of tough.
Really? Okay.
Was it
All right.
Chloe? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I think that's.
Oh, no, Gabriella.
Oh, okay.
Gabriella played
Try again,
keeper.
All right, we're gonna try again. All right. Nothing yet.
okay? It's calling you.
All right, you're on the Staten Island Soccer Report, caller. There is a 7 or 10-second delay, I know that, so. All right, anyway, Frank, we'll just continue on until we get the caller straightened out. We got, all right, 2-2 game, U11 Girls Division 2. I'm looking at the standings now. Looks like St. Charles is back on top. That must be feeling good after, I think, going 0-8 last season.
Wow.
Not even winning a game, you know? So-
Again, like I've said many times before,
Well, you know what? Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
they're going to go up and down, you know?
All right.
They'll be the class of Division 2,
Right.
and the...
Well, hold on a second. You know, my good friend Rob coaches, you know, the Wildcats at St. Charles. They did play Patrides. So let's not get crazy with the win right all of a sudden, right? It's
Oh,
not-
well,
Because that Patridi team is also struggling.
yeah.
You kind of had 2 teams that really couldn't find their way last season. Now you have one that wins. So let's see. We'll see if St. Charles is for real in the next couple of weeks.
I think they're going to be. I think they're one of those teams that, like I always told you, like St. Charles.
Right.
We're gonna try again.
Okay. All right, if there's a caller on the line, you're on the Staten Island Soccer Report. Not coming through. We'll continue anyway, Frank. Yeah.
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, caller.
We can hear you.
Hey, John and Frank, this is Benny.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's going on?
Good, nothing much. I want to put in the score, too.
All right, you go ahead. Oh, your score is just name your team.
St. Margaret Mary Bulldogs, 3. St. Charles, nothing.
Wow, Oh, I know that's a little bit of a grudge match game there for you.
I think I just heard a thump in your chest over the phone.
That must have been a sweet victory.
Yeah, it was total domination. Total domination. Should have been like 7-8-0.
All right, so what age group are you in now? What is?
It's U13.
Oh, it's U13 boys.
We went to a bigger field. Supposed to be 3 referees, and 1 ref shows up. And he blew an offside call that should have been, another goal, and he calls offside.
So you're at U13 boys Division 1? No, you're in Division 2.
We're in Division 2, yes.
That's probably the reason why you don't have the 3-man system. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I think it's just for the Division 1 teams.
That's not what I was told, but maybe you're right.
All right. Yeah, like I said, I don't know for 100%. But you know what? Congratulations. That's a good start to the season because combined, my teams and Frank's 3 teams, nobody got a win.
Yeah, we started off a little shaky. They were new to this. It's a bigger field now. We started off a little shaky, but then as we were going, they got the hang of it again.
Yeah, that was you guys are playing in the back now. Owl Howell, right?
No, we played at Miller Field, Field F2.
Oh, that's on the other side there. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Those are regulation size, professional size.
So they split the schedule: 4 games at Miller, 4 games at Owl Howell.
All right. That's good. You know what? I also hear that you're back to playing soccer these days.
Yeah. You were on the team. How you feeling? You all right?
Yeah. I'm pretty close to 100% with my leg. Yeah. I didn't get into that yet.
I'm waiting for you to come back.
Yeah, well, just so everybody knows what we're talking about, these guys, Benny, a couple other guys that we used to play with, dragged me back out of retirement. For 1 game I played and I got injured, so I've been one and done, like Benny said. Well, yeah, that was fun. I may show up tomorrow night just to root you guys on.
Yeah, I scored a goal last Tuesday. That felt good. Scoring again.
I'm sure that felt good. Yeah. They should call the Vecchia Gloria, Old Glory.
We'll try again tomorrow night. I brought, one of our old teammates, Tony.
Tony, yes.
He's back with us now.
That's good. Yeah, he's always battling that guy.
Yeah.
You know what? Send him. Hopefully, I'll see him tomorrow night. But I definitely want to get a reunion. From the team that we played with about 12 years ago, whatever it is. So I want to try and get everybody on the show.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment what you said before about the goalies.
Yes.
If I could say something.
Sure.
We lost our goalie. He walked away this season. His head is in football. So
right.
We had him playing every game, from start to finish.
Right.
So now we had to train 2 guys that were already on the team to be goalies, and one guy at U13 doesn't want to play goalie the whole game. It's a problem.
So you're finding it that one guy doesn't want to do it. All right. I mean, you know what? It's probably
Believe me,
true.
I wish one could stay in the whole game, but kids want to be running around, especially yesterday's game. He only got 1 shot the whole game, 1 save.
Yeah, they get bored. You know what? When I played goalie and when we played back in Brooklyn, I would love it if nobody came near me with the ball.
I know. You got to have the special mind. It's a special kind of person that wants to be in that net.
Exactly. And you know what? These kids are not into the soccer like we know. They're not into it. They're just not into it.
Right. So it's very hard to find a good goalie that'll stay in there.
And the thing is, once you do find someone, if they do quit, you're back to square one at 12, 13 years old.
Well, you hope you have
And then
somebody.
what do you do?
That's the problem. We just got hit with this 2 months ago, saying the goalie's not coming back. So we were emergency training goalies all summer.
Well, you know what? If you need a goalie, you know who to call. I'm always available. I think I could keep up with the 13-year-olds.
Yeah, I think I shouldn't have a problem with them.
Unless you got an ambulance on the payroll.
All right, Benny. So when's your next game? Who you playing next?
Well, we're playing Thursday night at 7:30 under the lights at Owl Howl.
Nice. I like that. I don't have that game.
Oh, thank
So it
God.
won't be me.
I heard his calls are questionable.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be doing my first game Wednesday night. It's at Miller, so that's going to be my test on my leg to see
On that ankle, all right.
to see how it goes. Yeah, I accepted the game. I'm feeling good. We'll see how it goes.
Don't give up. You got to come back by the end of the season.
I'm going to try. I'm definitely going to try. Wednesday will be a test, so we'll take it from there. All right, Benny. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
You know,
Take care,
just
guys.
keep. All right, take care, Benny. Thank you.
Congratulations on your big win.
Yep, that's Benny Fazio, one of the coaches at St. Margaret Mary Bulldogs. And you know what? I'm sure that felt good, winning 3-0
Yeah.
against his former club there. That might have been his former team.
Yeah.
His former team, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, look, you know, we all want to say it's for fun, but fun goes out the window, you know, when you just throw it out the window once that whistle blows, really.
Yeah.
Because why would you keep standings and you know, you got referees that people want to win. That's just it. That's the bottom line. You got a referee. Otherwise, you just have the teams play, no referee, no standings. You know, that's for fun.
I actually had, you know, it's funny that you're talking about fun and being serious. I had a few guys, few dads that came to the Sting game on Sunday.
Right.
And they come to the game, and we had a 2 o'clock game at Miller Field. So they come to the game with their earplug in their ear, and they're listening to the Giant game. And they're telling me, Frank, you're killing me. You got to get morning games. We got to watch the football.
Yeah.
So when I huddled the team up at the end of the game, I'm trying to get, like, you know, there's always 1 or 2 kids that walk away from the huddle
Distracted,
and
yeah.
you know,
Right.
that are distracted. So I said, come on, guys, let's go. I'm sure your dads want to go home and watch the rest of the game. It was 3 o'clock.
Right.
You get home for the 4th quarter for the Giant game. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, guys, at the end. I know you guys want to get home and watch the game.
Yeah.
A few of the dads actually told me this game was so good and so competitive that I'd rather be here watching this game live than watching the football game at home. So
Yeah,
I think that's worth noting. And I'm very happy.
That's
that,
definitely a good
you
sign.
know, that's,
And that was a Giant game, I'm sure I was talking about, because they were the game that was on early yesterday.
yeah, they were the early game. So,
Yeah.
so I was happy to hear that. You know, that's always, you know, the game you're at, especially when kids are involved. If it's an exciting back and forth game.
Oh, yeah, 3-3. You
know?
got 6 goals, and, yeah, it's definitely interesting.
I mean, I'm more of a defensive guy, so I'd
Right.
rather see maybe a 1-1 or a 2-2, but you know what? We'll take it.
Well, then we got to send you to Europe, Italy. That's where you'll see those scores.
Defense.
This country, they need the goals to keep the fans and the audience.
Well, yeah, it's like, you know, it's like Yankee fans versus Met fans to get.
And yeah, we got the Italian flag going on. Speaking of that, Frank, but we're going to hold off on the Italian national team till later on.
Okay.
We got a couple more teams to talk about with the last 20 minutes that we have here.
Okay.
Let's go right to your travel. No,
You want to stay
no,
with
we-
rec?
you know what?
We'll stay with rec.
Let's mention, you know, I think it's worth mentioning the Richmond Town Lightning that I helped coach this weekend. Not going to make any excuses, but we were missing a few. It's really no excuse, right? I know we said that. You got to, you know, once you start the game, you got to play. We got pretty much shellacked in this game today against the team that just came up from Division 2. I think you're familiar with them, the Magic.
Yeah, I gotta say that's pretty surprising.
Yeah, again, when you're not paying attention to details, those things are going to happen. Defensively, missing a player, and I think a midfielder was missing. And that's your key positions right there.
I'm still a little bit surprised. I know things change, and because I know they were short players at one point.
All right.
So I don't know how they're doing. They were short players when we were playing
Oh, they had a
U8 and
handful.
U9, but
They
if
had-
they had a,
They had a handful of subs.
so that, you know, who knows, maybe they mixed teams and how
Players
they,
are playing up, maybe.
you know, players are playing up. Maybe they got a few players playing down
Again,
with the cutoff.
it's one of those things where you tip your hat because they got the job done. And, you know, they're feeling good because they're coming from Division Two.
They're coming from Division Two, and they beat a team that was that wasn't the bottom of Division One.
No.
You
we're in
guys
the middle
were
of the
towards
pack.
the middle.
We're in the middle of
you
the
know,
pack.
so-
It could have been closer, but they took that game away from
Well,
us
yeah, you guys beat
last day. We beat the
the
best.
best team
Yeah.
in Division One. You
Last,
know, now all of a sudden,
last game of last season, we beat the top team in our division, but there was some controversy in that game that we won't get into. We don't have enough time.
yeah,
I'll have callers. They'll burn the phone lines.
I think we need a 2-hour special for that one.
So anyhow, they're feeling good. Even their assistant, one of their coaches said on sideline, says, "We didn't expect this." They thought they were going to get shellacked, you know, being up in this division. But I said to them, "Don't worry, there's time for that." You know, but the travel. Let's get to the travel players real quick. They had state cup games going on this weekend.
Okay.
So all the rec teams, or at least the Silver Lake part, I'm sure United did too, their players were all at the state cup game. So a
Yeah.
lot of the rec teams were shorthanded from their best players were taken away. So hopefully we got a game tomorrow night. And we should be at full strength, and I expect nothing but a win, and I think a big win tomorrow night.
I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed that you're playing at Owl Hollow, because I think I'll be at Miller Field tomorrow night.
Well,
So, unfortunately, I won't be able to catch
well, I
that
think the game is on ESPN. If you want to DVR it, it should be a ESPN game tomorrow night, live. So anyhow, yeah, we're playing another team.
What do you mean, it's not on demand?
No, not on demand, no. We're going against St. Patrick's, another team coming up from Division Two. And not because I'm part of the Lightning, but it should be a victory for the Lightning, you know, with the players that we have.
It's like I tell you, even without 1 or 2 travel players, you should be able to beat the teams that are coming up from Division Two.
Yeah.
Because those are the teams, like I've always said, I've said it last show and many other shows before that, those teams like St. Patrick's and St. Charles and the Magic, not to mention some other teams, those are teams that usually go up and down,
Right,
up and down.
right.
Unless somehow, some way, a few players really progress and push them toward the top of the division. Maybe a
Yeah.
few players start playing travel. They start practicing 3 times a week, play a couple of games. Or the flip side to that, you
Oh.
lose players to travel,
And
and
that's-
then you sink down to Division Two
Right.
permanently. You know, but there's certain teams that I can't see getting out of D2. There's certain teams that I can't see getting out of D1. And then there's teams that just toggle. That just go back and forth.
I don't think St. Patrick's has ever been in Division One.
I think they may have. I think it might have been a while ago.
Probably a long time ago.
But I think they...
Well, don't forget, you're only going up to U8 because they didn't count them anything before
Yeah.
that. So I don't remember really seeing them in Division One. And speaking of St. Patrick's, they tied Holy Child this past weekend, and it was a 1-1 game. So they're feeling good too, I guess. You know,
That's another team, I think. Holy Child, St. Joseph, St. Thomas.
right.
Those are teams that just...
But if we, and I'll say we, as far as the Lightning goes, if we don't do what we're supposed to do, pay attention to details, you know, Coach Vic is always passing the ball. He praises passing, you know. We took about, I think we had like 3 foul throw-ins in the game. At this age, that's unacceptable.
That is unfortunate.
They weren't paying attention. They just simply just lifting their feet up. So stuff like that is really not good to see at this level.
Yeah,
So
you know.
it's never going to help you, even if you have your full squad. You know, if you're making those kind of mental mistakes,
Yeah.
you know, so you might as well just pack it in. And to their credit, you know, they did what they had to do. It was only a 1-0 game at half, but we have that system where you have the 2 keeper system.
Okay.
And I think the second half keeper is not, I haven't trained with her yet, but just not up to par maybe.
Okay.
So she needs some work, and not only her fault, you know, the defense. it's a whole team, so they end up scoring like 3 goals in the second half. and
Yeah.
Just making it a blowout altogether.
And from what I gathered, this team isn't really a scoring machine, meaning the Lightning.
No,
I think
No. no, we
the-
struggled all last season.
there
scoring.
was actually a few games where there were
Yeah.
no goals before a certain individual
Well, yeah.
came to the team.
Well, we'll speak about that individual right now because she made a blunder on Saturday, taking a goal kick. All right, and that goal kick, as you know, should never go in the middle, right?
Absolutely.
This goal kick goes to the middle, not only to the middle, but it goes directly to the opponent's feet. And the ball, like it was like glue, Velcro, it stuck right to the, and before you know, it's in the back of your net. It really went from, it was a bang, bang play. Goal kick, bang, player, bang, right into the back of the net. And that was from one of the more intelligent players. So it goes to show you, if you don't pay attention to details and listen to your coach, you know, things could go wrong in a second. So
Yeah.
4-0 was the pounding, and tomorrow night we'll go at it again. We'll see how it goes.
Who are you playing tomorrow?
St. Patty's tomorrow.
St. Patty's tomorrow.
Yeah, and I really expect them to come out, and I will remind them about Saturday's shellacking, and hopefully they'll be hungry enough to get some goals tomorrow.
Yeah. Hopefully.
All right, so we'll wrap up on the rec teams for now. I mean, there's a whole slate of games that went on. I mean, it's only one weekend, and we're really not going to go crazy with anybody's 1-0 record. Speaking for the U11 Girls Division I, luckily enough, speaking for us, the Lightning, there was only 2 teams that won. So we're basically like 3 points behind, which is it's not over yet as far as winning the division.
And how many teams are in that division?
6.
There's 6.
So we're playing everybody twice, except for one team, and I think that might be Star to see.
Okay.
So again, it's far from over, but the girls have to pay attention
Yeah.
to the coaching. You know. All right, you got a travel team to talk about, right? First travel game.
Yes, we had our first travel game. The Silver Lake Soccer Academy, if
Okay,
I'm saying
yeah.
it right.
What's the name of the team? What age group?
Sharks.
The Sharks.
Sharks.
The
The U8, they're part of the Cosmopolitan
Okay.
Western Division.
Nice.
Sounds
Sounds good.
yeah, no,
Sounds like a professional.
yeah, exactly.
It really does.
Just when you say like Cosmopolitan.
So you're
it's
playing
like-
in the Cosmopolitan League. That's the league you're playing in?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, and that league covers the boroughs.
right.
Our
Exactly.
home games are going to be at Miller Field, and then our away games are around the boroughs.
Around the boroughs, right. Okay.
This year, we have, this particular season in the fall, we have games in Queens and Brooklyn,
Okay,
our away games. Fortunately enough for the Sharks team
right.
and their parents, myself included, I think we only have 3 true away games. There's one team that doesn't have a field, so they're
Right.
going to be playing their home games at Miller Field.
Wow.
So we only got to technically travel 3 times.
You can't beat
One of
that.
them is the Dust Bowl in Brooklyn, your old stomping ground.
Right.
And then
8th
there's,
Avenue, 65th Street. 8th Avenue.
then we'll also be playing at, I think it's Brennan Field in Middle Village, Queens.
Okay, right.
And
Never
then
heard of it,
there's
but
Montbellier Park,
where's that?
which is on Springfield Boulevard in Queens.
That's Queens
So
also.
those are 2 like long distance games.
It's too bad you can't get those road games out of the way early. Before
Well,
the weather starts changing on
well,
you.
you know what? I mean, I'm happy that we have the Brennan Field game
Yeah,
in November, because by that time, the rec season should be over. So I won't have to make a Starlets game and that game, so it gives
Right,
me a chance to
okay.
catch more of the
Right.
Sharks game. So I'm glad that the schedule worked out, you know,
right.
with 3 different teams, 4 including the U6 Great Kills Clinic
Right.
on Saturday afternoon. I believe I only have 2 or 3 conflicts. So out of what, 48?
You can't.
possible.
You can't
so
complain.
You can't.
So how did the game go?
The
Let's get to the game.
We went down 1-0 in
Another
the
one.
first half,
Okay.
and we came back with a goal in the first half.
Now
by-
you're not coaching this team.
No.
You got nothing to do. You're a sideline guy here.
Yeah,
You're a parent here.
I was asked at the clinic. I was approached,
You
and
turned it down.
I
Why did you turn that down?
I politely declined
God.
the invitation to coach and assistant coach,
All right.
just because I just wanted a different atmosphere.
Yeah. All right.
You know, because then the thing is, you start with one kid with the rec and
Right.
with the travel, and then you feel obligated when the next kid. So you know what? I'm taking this as a whole new experience.
Okay.
I sat on the sidelines for my first game since the Richmond Town Rush played their first game
Wow.
back in
Man,
September 2009, where I watched you coach that game all by yourself.
you're going down memory lane now.
So I bought myself a nice seat at Modell's.
Nice.
I took a nice cup of coffee. I sat down and just enjoyed the game.
Let me guess. There was a jet seat, right? A Jets chair.
No, it wasn't a jet seat.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no. It wasn't a
We
jet
know you're a
seat.
Jets fan, big
But
Jets
I did
fan.
buy a nice, comfortable seat for myself.
All right.
Good.
All right, so get used to that because that's, you know,
It's different, you know, and I saw myself kind of making calls for the referee,
right.
you know, and just kind of like, there were times when I was really passive during the game,
Yeah.
and then there were times I really got animated, so I got to find, I guess, the middle ground there. It's just a different feel with the parents
Yeah.
because of the fact that you see each other twice a week for practice minimum.
Right.
And then on top of that, you have the game. And some of the parents that are on the travel team, 5 or 6 of them, are also on the rec team.
Right.
You have another friend that I have, a family friend that I have, his son's on the team. So now
So you're comfortable.
I know like 8 or 9 of the parents. So now it became like, okay, we're going to see each other a lot now between the rec practice, the rec game, and
All right, so it's pretty good. You feel comfortable. You know a lot of the people on there, the parents. So it's
Yeah.
not like you're going on to a new team or you
and just kind of you're
Yeah.
lost, you know.
So you feel comfortable.
And the thing is, there's more of that camaraderie that
Right.
you're going to see each other a
Right.
lot. Even with the parents that you don't know, you started talking
Right.
to already.
Right.
You know, and now I noticed one of the boys that is on the Sharks, my son pointed out that he was actually on the Typhoon Sunday
Okay.
as well.
So he noticed
So you're going to start to notice, obviously, players,
other kids from other teams, right?
you know, and
Yeah.
things like that.
All right. So how'd the game go?
I mean, I got to say, once they scored the goal, the Sharks controlled the
Okay.
ball in the first half.
Right.
We scored a goal back
Yeah.
by Nicky, I believe his
Okay.
name is. We have 2 Nicks on the team. We have Nick,
Right.
who's part of the Sting Rec team,
Right.
and then there's Nicky. He scored the goal, and then in the second half, they scored another goal to beat us 2-1. But it was a competitive back and forth
Okay.
game. Again, you saw lots of passing.
Right.
Uh,
Well, you
so
know
that was
what?
nice to see, you know.
It's always nice to see. Sometimes you could play well in a 2-1 loss. Definitely could play well. It's a tight game.
I
Yeah.
could see that they controlled the ball from the better part of the half,
Right.
but with about maybe like 7 or 8 minutes to go, you could sense that the team
Yeah.
was in that hurry up.
Right.
Let's
Yeah. Try and get one.
let's get this goal. Hurry
Yeah,
up, hurry up, hurry. You know.
Well, that comes.
At one point, we actually had a dad that chased the ball. If you know where F20 is, I'm
Okay.
sure you do. If the viewers know where F20 is, perpendicular to B1 and B2
Right.
by the bathroom in Miller,
Right.
one of the parents chased the ball all the way into the street just to hurry up.
Yeah. Yeah. Try and get the ball back.
Yeah, and just
But at that point, if a referee's good, he'll add. He won't cut the game. He'll give it another minute because the ball went all the way.
yeah.
I don't know how travel goes. Do they add time?
You know
Injury
what?
Time?
I don't know. That's
It's a
one
good
thing that I
question to
don't
find
know.
out. It's a good
It
question.
is. It is.
And you know what? We'll extend an invitation to your team, to your son's team.
Yeah.
You know, you're with the coach. You ask him if he wants to come on. We've already had Frank on, the
Yeah.
director for Silver Lake. So
Yeah, Sean, I believe it's Coach Sean Mukasey.
Okay, if he's willing to come on with the team, we'll get them on here. We'll have the kids do a little demonstration. We need to fill up the studio. It's kind of empty here tonight.
Yeah.
You know? So, all right. Like I mentioned earlier before Mr. Fazio came on, between the both of us, no wins. And he comes on the show tonight and wants to brag about his 3-0 win. And to boot, it was against St. Charles. So, yeah, thanks, Benny. Get a goal tomorrow night, Benny, if you're still watching. All right? At least a goal a game. Speaking of that now, you know, like I mentioned, you know, let's get into, they dragged me back into, you know, playing.
Where do you guys play?
Oh, this is at the Floyd Bennett Field. It's right by the Marine Park Bridge there. It's
Oh, that's the Aviator, right?
Aviator, yeah,
Aviator
but it's right by, yeah, exactly. They have, I think they got like 4 fields over there.
How big is that place?
It's tremendous. The place is
What
just-
else do they have there?
you know what, Frank? I was only there once, and it got dark because I was there about 7:30. We had a night game,
Okay.
and they have an indoor facility. I'm not sure if it's soccer or tennis or whatnot, but again, the place is tremendous. It's really big. It's probably about it's bigger than Miller Field.
Really?
It's tremendous. It's a lot bigger than Miller. It's huge. So anyway, long story short, they dragged me back in. I ended up going down there about 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, it's about 3 weeks. And I played keeper because that's my position, natural position. You know, the game didn't go well. Let's not even discuss the score. It was out of reach. But with about a minute to go, I injured my calf muscle and found out later on that I sprained an ankle, bruised the bone and whatnot. I couldn't even stand up that night and walk. And as you know, I just for the last couple of weeks, back and forth to doctors and stuff like that. I'm just now getting back to having no pain at all as I'm walking. I'm still getting some, but it's getting, you know, yeah, it's getting close to being 100%. But, you know, it makes you think, like, you know, you want to play these games and you got to go to work the next day.
Well, for all the young viewers out there, I'd just like to interject here and say sometimes your body breaks down when you get off the steroids.
Yeah.
So
There's definitely no steroids
is
here.
that the case here?
No steroids here, but I gotta tell you, it made me. I'm like, you know, it could have been worse. It felt like It felt like an Achilles maybe,
Oof.
or a a hamstring. I don't know, but I felt like I got hit in the back of my leg, which something just like snapped or. But it was a bad feeling, you know. I tried to do some work on it a week ago, and I ended up making it worse.
Which one was it? Which one?
My right.
Oof.
Yeah, and can you imagine driving back?
Yeah, that's what I was actually.
I had to
gonna get
drive
at.
back. I ended up doing it, but you know, I was off it for a few days, and it's getting back. So let's see. I'm thinking about going back. Some people may think I'm nuts for doing it. But when you love this sport and this game, you know, you go out and do it. But I'm going to you know what, now I can understand, like, when guys get some serious injuries and they come back from it, they're always, like, cautious. You're never the same. I don't think you're ever, you know, you're never the same as far as you're not going to give that 100%.
Yeah.
It's always in the back of your mind, that injury. And it's going to be, if I go back on that field, yeah, it's going to be in the back of my mind.
And I can't say I blame you because on a similar note, you know, I was hit by a car coming out of a stop sign,
Yeah.
and for a long time, I always
You're
eased
wary,
up around
yeah.
the stop sign.
You're
and,
wary,
you know,
yeah. It's always in the
you
back
just
of your
never
mind.
know, you know.
And I got to tell you, the injury was probably also due to not stretching enough, not being ready.
Yeah.
I did stretch. I did warm up before the game. Had plenty of time to warm up, you know, and it just happened. So, anyhow, let's get on. We got about 2 minutes to go. We'll discuss the Italian national team. Frank, they you know, we mentioned on the last show that they did get a new coach, Antonio Conte. And he's, you know, only 2 games. One was an exhibition. One was a qualifier for the Euros in 2016. He's 2-0. The first game that he played for the Euros was last week. It was 2-0, and they beat, oh my gosh, what's the name of the team that they played? I think it was Norway, if I'm not mistaken. It was Norway. It could have been 4-0. And the difference right now in this team, the Italian national team, is he injected a lot of youth. And there's the flag. There's the Italian flag. Thank you to Helene for that. They just, I think they have maybe a couple of old players there, like the Buffons. Pirlo is still going to be around, although he didn't play yet, but he was called. I think he was injured. So he's got a good mix of young. I think he's got a lot more young. And he sprinkled in a couple of the vets, like Buffon got another shutout. He's still good enough to play.
Yeah.
So you call him up. And, you know, I'll call it here. I think he's going to change the atmosphere around this Italian national team. He's going to hold a lot of people accountable. One of my favorites, Super Mario, which we do have a roll-in. Maybe we could play the roll-in at the end of the game, at the end of the show. But if not, it's okay. He wasn't called for his 2 games as coach so far.
Wow.
All right, and as many of you guys know, he's not even playing in Italy anymore. So, who knows? We may have seen the last of Super Mario.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just the way it goes. You know, every coach has his feel on different players. He might not think he fits, speaking of Mario, fits his system.
Yeah.
You know, I never believed in just feeding the ball to one player. All right, well, you know, the music is coming on. I think we're going to wrap. I never believed in just feeding the ball to one forward, and I don't think that ever works. It didn't work for Italy, as you could see in the World Cup. All right, Frank, so I guess the music is a sign that the show was over. Great show as always. Thank you for Benny for calling in. And again, if anybody, any coach, player want to come on the show, there's our contact info on the graphics.
Referee,
any referee,
board member,
anybody from the league, you guys are welcome to come on. Just get in touch with us at the studio or through my email. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. And there's the rolling. Okay. It might be the last time you'll see Super Mario. There it is. You ain't gonna see him around anymore.
ولا أجمل ولا أروع في خانة الأهداف الأروع في تاريخ الكالشو يضع الكرة في الزاوية البعيدة عن الحارس كوتشي. ميلان يسجل، ميلان يتمكن من إيجاد الحل عن طريق كرة ولا أروع. شوف التصويبة، سبلنديدو جول، هدف رائع وجميل بإمضاء بالوتيلي. ابتسم.
Well, that was it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the show, and that was probably the last time you're going to see Super Mario in an Italian jersey. You know, it's sad, but he's got some talent. Hopefully, you know, good luck to him in England. So, all right, that's the end of the show. Thank you.